Hello, hello, it's Mary with Stamps-N-Lingers. How are y'all today? It is 1 o'clock on Thursday, which means it is time for a Facebook Live video. Give me a half a second here, okay, maybe 2 entire seconds to be sure that we are transmitillating off stage left. It looks like something's happening. Maybe I'll see my finger there. There we go. Okay, we're in. We're in like Flynn. We're working. We're cooking with gas and all that other stuff. All right. So it is about summertime, which for some people means it's time for bathing suits. That doesn't mean it's time for bathing suits for me, but certainly shorts and a tank top. But this little Sunny Splash stamp set, it's all by itself. It isn't a bundle. It's not in a suite. It's just its own little adorable thing. Was too cute to not have, right? Hey, Faith. Hi, Joan. Hi, Marva and Linda and Amy. Appreciate you guys coming. So I had to have it, even though I don't wear bathing suits. But I thought it would be fun to make some cards with it, and so I did. And today's is a Slimline. I'm not a huge Slimline card fan, but with the advent of the new Slimline envelopes, it helped me increase my fandom. So that is what we have here today. And this one, as you can see, has a lot of Tahitian tide on it. And it's on the inside. I've also done a little masking, a little fussy cutting, a little stamping, a little of this, a little of that. So let us get started. Everything will be on my blog tomorrow. Now, I actually think you could make this exact same card in all 5 of the new in colors very easily. Just change your matte and your DSP colors and your ink to whichever of the 5 in colors that you prefer. Hey, Karen. Hi, Shirley. Hi, Janie and Debbie. And I appreciate you guys yeah, my swimsuit is full body. Yes, nobody wants to see that for me. All right, so let's get started. I am making this on Smoky Slate cardstock. So this is 7 inches wide by 8 1/4 inches, or 8 1/2 inches long, sorry. And what I'm going to do is score it at 3 1/2, right? That's 7, 3 1/2, yeah, 3 1/2. And that will make our Slimline card. And that is all I need my scoreboard for. Good morning, Marianne. How are you today? Let me see. Let me do something crazy like give this a burnish. Not that it's all that critical because I'm setting it aside now. All right. The first thing I'm going to do is create my background, which is on the larger piece of basic white. And I'm going to do that with one of the masks. This is Maskus's Chilly in Vermont. It was 70 when I got up this morning at 6. So yeah, there's no chilliness here. I do have my sweater on because the air conditioner is making me cold. This is the mat we're going to use. It's part of the Artistic Mix decorative mats. And I'm not going to pull them out because they're kind of hard to get back in this. Well, sure I will. You get a frame when you get these masks. You get a frame mask. You get the one we're going to use today. You get one with some mosaic looking tiles. And then you get one that you can make plaid with, which is kind of fun. And I've got some ideas in my head for some cards coming up with that one. All right, so here's what we're going to do. And if you made this in a different color, I wouldn't change any of the accent colors. So we're using Daffodil Delight and Mango Melody, and that's what I would keep using. But, you know, hey, that's just me. Okay, I'm going to take a little repositionable tape runner. I guess that's why you've already got tomatoes, Marianne, right? Because summer started like 6 months ago for you. So I've got this repositionable tape runner, and there's all sorts of brands out there on Amazon. And I'm just adhering my card front to my grid paper. And what I'm going to do is I'm lining this top bit of the mask up with the top of the card stock. And then I'm just going to hold it because, you know, I'm that good. You could tape it off if you wanted to, but, you know, I don't think that's a necessary thing for me, at least. If it works better for you that way, then I really want you to do that. All right, so I'm just going to hold this down. Obviously, I'm going to have to move it, right? When you mask, you want to start off of actually, whenever you use your blending brush, you want to start off of your cardstock to be sure that everything is unclumpified. And I want that to be straight. See what I said? What did I say? Yeah, that still works, but I'm going to line it back up here. Okay. You want everything to be unclumpified. And you can make this as light or as not light as you want. I'm going to let it be a little ombre-ish, so I'm not going to have it be the same depth of color everywhere. I'll just pick that up to kind of check. And I know that the whole middle is going to be covered, so I'm not getting too head up by that. That works. To move it along, I'm going to line up a filigree. You can see I'm lining up right there. And just making the top again line up with the card front, or with the edge of the card stock right there. And then we'll do this end of the card base. This isn't the card base. This is the card front, right? Duh. You know you're getting either old and or tired. It's hard to say which when you start, using wrong words. Okay, let's see where we're at there. I'm going to put a little more right here. So as much or as little as you like. There we go. Okay, so there's our background and we're ready to go. Maple bars and street, right? Oh my gosh, Debbie, those are so wonderful. My mouth is now watering, so I'm going to have to. The street tacos are amazing, aren't they? And then a maple bar on top. So yummy. All right, so let's pick this up, and I'm going to, this one is going to be a sweet sorbet card, as opposed to the Tahitian Tide card that I made first. I just thought sweet sorbet would be fun to play with, and so I am. And you can use whatever adhesive you like. You guys know I'm a liquid glue girl. Don't use too much, though. The advantage and the disadvantage is that liquid glue squishes, right? It's good because it kind of goes off into the nooks and the crannies. And it's bad because it can squish out where you didn't want it. So be a little judicious. It's extremely strong. You really don't need very much of it. As I heard Lisa Curcio say one day in one of her videos, you've got other things to spend your crafting money on than adhesive. Use the liquid glue and you can be sparing with it. Okay? Now, I took the next two largest of the circle dies in the wonderful stylish shapes, next to largest, and I cut 3 circles from Sweet Sorbet DSP. No kidding, my mouth is now literally watering. And I did 2 out of the flowery one that's on the back of the stripes, and 1 from the polka dot, which is on the back of the plaid. And I'm just going to space these out equally. So here is a little tip for this. You're going to start with your 2 end circles. And you're going to put those in place roughly centered top to bottom, and, about that much on the side, right? Now, if you really want to get hit and be all technical and stuff, you could see that that's a little bit more than 1/4 of an inch down, and we'll try to make the other one a little more than 1/4 of an inch down. Normally, I don't get too head. I try not to get head about these things. All head up. Isn't that a song? I'm all head up. No, that's not a song. But let's see what we got. Oh, a little more than 1/4 inch. Perfect. And then once you have these 2 adhered, you can just center the 3rd one right between them. So that's a really good way to get things spread out equally, right? So I just want to see about the same distance on this side between the 2 as on this side. And then look at this. We'll just double dog check that we're pretty darn close. And I'm calling that good to go right there. Good to go. Right? I hear ya. I seriously hear ya, Debbie. All right. Our middle panel is, where is my, yeah, I have to have my cheat sheet, you guys. I'm sorry. That's just the way it works. Okay, my middle panel, I'm not going to mat it yet because I want to put my, I'm going to put my sentiment on in the center here just in case, just in case that I mess it up. So I'm doing Hello Sunshine in Sweet Sorbet. And I know that I have some bathing suits coming, so obviously I want to kind of put it in the center so that I can put 2 on one side and 1 on the other. You could do one on one side, one on the other, two on the other, whatever you'd like to do, but that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to double check my alignment here. Yep, looks like if I put the sticker on straight, then I will have a straight image. And we're going to go right about there. Hello, Susan. Appreciate you joining. There we go. Ooh, I kind of like it in the sweet sorbet with the yellows. It's pretty, real pretty. Okay, now that I know that's good, I can mat it and put it on my card front. And then we will play with some bathing suits. I think they're so cute. They're kind of old-fashioned-y, but not like old-fashioned-y the 20s and 30s and 40s, but more like old-fashioned-y, well, maybe the 40s. No, more like the 50s. They look like the 50s. They're 50s. And I was absolutely, totally not alive then. And that's not even sarcasm. I mean, I was alive soon after, but not right then. Alrighty. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere this with liquid glue to my card front. My Fussy Cut swimsuits are all popped up, so I'm trying to save a little bit of thickness here. Because you know me, I don't like a lot of layers. All right, so basically I'm going corner to corner and then centered top and bottom like that. All right, perfect. Pat, pat, gentle patting. Okay, now while the liquid glue does its job, I will do a little bit of fussy cutting here. Good for you to know is an important thing that I have already fussy cut 2 of my bathing suits. Now, this one is Mango Melody. This one is Daffodil Delight. I did 2 in the mango and 1 in the daffodil. And then I did the third one, the stripy one, is my Mango Melody. And I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut that. I'm going to do a die cut fussy cut. So for me, when I say a die cut fussy cut, it means I'm leaving a white space around it as if I had used a die. If I was going to do a hard fussy cut, I would go right against the inked edge. Okay, so there wouldn't be a border. But because my background here is white, I'm pretty comfortable with there being a white border because it essentially disappears. I mean, you can still see it when you look, but it's not like, oh, here's a white border. Okay, so let's go ahead and fussy cut this, and we're going to talk about how to fussy cut. So I'm going to hold with my left hand because my right hand is dominant. And I'm going to use this finger against the bottom of the scissors to help stabilize it as I make my turns, okay? And that was a bad depiction because I'm going to make my turns, not make my turns. You see the difference? All right, so we're going to just establish our distance. You can see I'm stabilizing the scissors underneath with my finger. And I want to cut right against the fulcrum of the 2 blades, okay? Don't cut out here. Cut right against there and you'll have way more control. And then use your non-dominant hand, the one that's holding the paper, use it to turn the paper. Okay, don't turn the scissors, turn the paper. You could see how I just did that. All right. I try not to stop the cut partway through. Sometimes you have to. Because like right now, I'm getting interference with that cardstock under there. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to come right around this corner like that. And push it out of the way so I was able to avoid cutting it right there. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut off right that way so that I'm not playing with that extra paper. So then I'm going to come back here and start my turn right away. And then we're going to get on the straightaway. So really the only even marginally hard piece of this fussy cut is around the bows. And it's really not that hard. Just take your time, go slow, use these techniques that I'm showing you, and you will be fine. And within moments, you will have a perfectly die cut fussy cut bathing suit in Mango Melody. Just like that. There we go. Alrighty, so, oh, thank you, Tara. I'm either a pro or I've been doing it a long time now, which, you know, is really odd because all of a sudden it feels weird to be the one that's been doing this a long time. I can't believe I've been doing it now as long as I have. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go mango, daffodil, mango, because that makes me happy. If that does not make you happy, or it doesn't matter to you, you can certainly do however floats your boat. It will look spectacular however you decide to do it because it's so stinking cute. These are so cute. I think if I was going to wear one of these bathing suits, if I was, which I would not, you're welcome, it would be this one. Or maybe that one. I kind of like that one right there. It looks like one of those, like a two-piece that's a one-piece, like that. Okay, I know you were thinking, I wonder which one she would wear. Aren't you glad I told you? So I'm just going to turn these over in place and put some dimensionales on there. You are even older. You are really old, Amy. You are really old. I'm kidding, of course. Not really. She's really old. In people years, she's younger than I am, but in stamping years, she's older than I am. There we go. All right. 3 seems like a very good number. We'll turn these back around, get our alignment how we like them. If it looks good, then it is good. There we go. I think that will be very nice. Maybe more like that. More like that, maybe. This one a little more upright, that one a little more crookedy. Okay, so let's just put those on and we'll be good to go. Thanks, Deb. Appreciate that. Isn't it weird how some days we feel way older than we did yesterday? Instead of like 24 hours older, we feel way older. It's crazy. I harvested today in the garden. It was a lot of fun. I have a big old mess of collards, mustard, and turnips. Not as much turnips as I'd like. My turnips, to say they were a little disappointing so far this year is an understatement. I replanted, but turnips really kind of like a cooler weather, I think. So we're going to see. I'm going to go like that right there. Go a little further that way. There we go. Okay. Now, on my sample card, you can see that I used some glossy dots in Pool Party and Daffodil Delight. I don't actually like how the Melon Mambo version works with this, so I have switched over to the 2022-24 in color decorative dots, and I'm going to use the Sweet Sorbets, and I'm going to use a couple of different shades. See how they're kind of ombre-ized? I'm going to use a couple of different shades of the ombre ones. We'll go there. Actually, we could mix and match. Who says you can't mix and match? Hello. Duh. There we go. All right, let me go ahead and make my little bow so that I can see where I'm putting everything. Oh, there you go, Joan. So you are a trained fussy cutting professional because you had to be. All right, I've got some baker's twine from the 2022-24 in color pack, and I'm using the Sweet Sorbet one. I'm just going to tie me a little bow right here, like a so. I like so bow. And I'm going to find my skizzers. There we go. And we're going to use a glue dot. And I'm going to use a half a glue dot, okay? Not a whole glue dot, a half a glue dot, so that I don't get glue stucking up anywhere that I can get sticked on with my little bow. So this is a half of a glue dot. And I'm just going to stick it right there. And then we're going to put our little bow on just like that. Okay. Oh, I don't know. I am kind of loving this Sweet Sorbet one. It's so cute. Okay, so now I'm going to add a few more. I'm going to do a couple more of these Daffodil Delight ones. And a Sweet Sorbet one. We'll go with this medium hued one, small medium one, like that. Oh, get over there. It's very important that that be on that angle. Very important. Stay right there. Stay there now. All right, and then we'll do a couple more of these little guys. We're going to do one right here. And we're going to do one right here. Oops. Like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, no. Got to have 7. So let's go ahead and do another one of these right here. Right here. And we'll put him right there. Okay, and there is our card front. All right, so let's do the innards. We'll go ahead and get the innards done. Got another piece of basic white. And what I'm going to do, my little adhesive is still kind of sitting there, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere it down. I'm going to get my mat back. And this time I'm just going to do some not matting. This is a mask, not a mat. It's a mask. I'm going to do a little bit of masking over in this corner and a little bit over in this corner, again with the Daffodil Delight. All right. Thanks, Debbie. Appreciate that. Again, I'm just holding it down in place. I'm not going to go the whole way. I just want some up here in these corners. Like that. See what that looks like. Maybe a little more. Okay, I'll take it. And then we'll do a little more down over here on this side. Like so. I love these blending brushes with the masks because they're so soft. They're such soft bristles that they really do a nice job. All right, there we go. We'll set that aside. And then I'm going to stamp a, a doohickey. Yeah, sure. One of the doohickeys. I'm going to clean my stamp because I can assure you that even after having been stamped, if I screw up and put that in the wrong spot, I'm going to be unhappy. And by the wrong spot, I mean sticking it in, sticking a dark one in a light, doohickey. Let's see, where's my dots? Where's my dots? Here's my dots. I'm going to do dots. And this one's going to be a Mingo Melody, like that. And I'm going to put him down here in this corner, like so. And then we'll get a Sweet Sorbet Second Sentimente. And we're going to implore our recipient to make a splash. Hey, Joyce, appreciate you coming. All right, so we're going to do this in Sweet Sorbet, and I'm going to double check my alignment here to be sure it's straight. Yep. That means if this is straight on here, it ought to be straight. So let's see what my Mark 1 eyeball can do here. We'll let it rest for just a second to be sure we get good ink transfer. And we did. Woohoo! 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 Like that. You have to do that when you have a success. Because I know that when we have a failure, we say anti-woohoo. Anti-woohoo. We do it like that. Woo-hoo-hoo. Actually, what we do is we say wah wah. So if you have a success, you have got to say woohoo. Okay, you guys, the PicMonkey website that is what sends out my newsletter, they now have a thing called it's so dumb. It's miniature golf on the computer, and your miniature golf balls are like Chinese dumplings. Yeah, I don't know. They have too much time on their hands. But when you just do it with the computer, right? And when you make the little dumpling go like you're trying to get it into the hole for the golf, it goes, woohoo! Woohoo! And that was really random. But when I said woohoo 2 or 3 times, I had this vision of, well, in my case, the dumplings getting shot like 12 times. You know what? Never mind. Just never mind. All right, let's go ahead and put this into our smoky slate I'm cracking myself. And I don't even know why. It's a miniature golf with dumplings. Who came up with that? I'm a little bummed because I can't do good enough to upgrade. I've only got a basic dumpling and I want one of the party dumplings. And I have to be a better dumpling golfer to do that. See, it's just another time sink. So I'll get a newsletter done and it goes, hey, you want a break? You want to play dumpling miniature golf? Well, sure I do. Who wouldn't? I might need more sleep, you guys. I don't know. All right, so here's our card front. Oh, that's cute. What do you guys think? I don't know. It's really cute in Sweet Sorbet. Let's go ahead and look. Get away. Go on now. Okay, put some dimensionales on here. And when you have a squirrel, exactly. It's a squirrel. That is the name. That's the tech name for the internet rabbit hole. All right, now when you have a slim card, it's very important that you put plenty of dimensionals because you want every piece supported. So 9 for regular, 12 for slimline. That's my rule. If you break the rule, don't tell me. I just don't want to know if you're a rule breaker. It's totally not a rule. It's just the rule that I make because that looks good. Otherwise, I have one like here, and then I'm like, oh, there needs to be one there. And so I end up putting 12 anyway, so I might as well just own it and put 12 to begin with. Alrighty. And then there's like 12 little covers to pull off. And then I'm going to do a little bitty bit on my smoky slate envelope. Let's be sure I'm doing this right side up. I am. Yay. Yay me. Ooh, I do like it. The red and the gray is pretty. Pretty. I wasn't sure if it would be as good as I thought. Okay, so now I have a little piece. I've got my gray envelope here, and I'm going to stamp some of these bathing suit beauties, these beautiful bathing suits. 89 dimensionals, correct. That would be correct if you can't get 90 on. 89 is good if you can't get 90 on. All right, so we're going to just stamp these guys in Sweet Sorbet. And let's be sure. I'm going to clean these because I don't remember cleaning these. Okay. So I'm going to put 2 on this side. And that'll kind of mirror my card front. One thing about these long envelopes is you get a lot of real estate to decorate. Thanks, Brenda. 97 perfect, 89 for glue dots only. Noted. The old demonstrator online has now informed us of the correct number of dimensionals versus glue dots. So you might want to take note. Do a screenshot or write it down somewhere. All right, a little bit of liquid glue. Now look, the inside of your envelope flap is already decorated. So if you're tired of playing with your card at this point and you don't want to mess with it, you don't have to do this. But, you know, if you want extra credit with the teacher, then you're going to want to decorate your envelope. And what is important to do is to not leave your glue bottle open so long that you get a little, like a plug. It's like a little plug. This is a brand new bottle. I kid you not. And I'm getting a little glue plug because I keep leaving it open on my desk. Gosh, the other day I came in and there was an ink pad sitting wide open on my desk where I had left it from the night before. I was like, oh my gosh. Wasn't even sort of dried out. I was so impressed. Okay, so this is the Sweet Sorbet DSP, the little dotted one. Give that a little bitty rub. And we're going to cut this with our scissors. Technically, these aren't scissors, they're snips. And this is another fussy cut, a little less involved. More involved than a regular envelope, but less involved than bathing suits. None of it's very hard. Amy, don't be scared. It's just fussy cutting. Okay, and here we go. The last cut of the card right here. There. All right, so now what you got is you've got 2 cards. One, oh, get out of the way. You're in my way for my display. One in Sweet Sorbet, the exact same design in Tahitian Tide. I swear you could do this in all 5 colors. Keep the mango and the daffodil the same. Keep the card base the same. If you want, you could use the white envelopes. This comes with white, soft succulent, and this gray. And then use a white card base if you wanted. But I kind of like it with the gray. And so there you go. Alrighty. Well, Amy. Some of us just go the extra mile. Hashtag teacher's pet. Hashtag, I don't know. Hashtag no naked envelopes. There you go. All right, guys, I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. You know, the joining special is almost over. It is the 19th, so there's only like 10 days left. 11 or 12 days left of the new joining special with the in colors, and these in color DSPs and inks are part of that. So if you are not a demonstrator and you wanted to join, now would be an awesomely good time. Hope to see you on Saturday. Have a great rest of your week and a good start to your weekend. Thanks. Ta.